Warning. The methods you are about to see in this video are very dangerous and performed by a semi-professional. They could result in you or someone else being injured. Please do not try this at home. Hey guys, welcome back to Florida Man Jay's Garage. We got a very special video today. It is Christmas, Merry Christmas, and I have a gift here that my wife says that I'm gonna want to show you guys opening. She says it's very special. I got my doggos here with me, and my wife is being my camera woman, so I'm really appreciative of her for that. Let me get this open here, if I can get around her taping. I'm really excited to see what this is. I know it's a car part. I just know it is. Or a Jeep part, I mean. Oh. It's a USPS mailbox. Okay, so even more secret things hiding in there.
Why is he looking at me, dog? Stop staring at me.
Alright, let's see what this is. They're all just kind of packaged up in here. What is this? Yo, is this what I think it is? Fuel injectors! Thank you, babe. They're 4-hole injectors, guys. Yeah, they're like the ones from K Suspension that I was gonna get. That's awesome. Now we're gonna fix our misfire. My wife is awesome, isn't she, guys? She really is. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. That's so cool. All right, well, we're gonna go get these on. I will meet you outside in the morning.
Jay did not wait till morning. He got really excited and did it tonight.
Hey guys, so we are out here getting started on the fuel injector job on the Jeep. I'm just going ahead and getting the throttle cable and the kickdown cable taken off, and I'm going to go ahead and do what Dan H showed in his video. I'm going to start the Jeep, pull the fuel pump relay, and let the motor run out of gas. She stalled. I don't like doing that to it, but that's the way that Dan said to do it. Because you have to run the fuel completely out of the system. His took a lot longer to stall than mine did, though. This thing died quick. So, yeah, that kind of cringed me doing that to my baby a little bit, but I think we will be okay. Alright guys, I'm sorry if the quality of this video isn't that great. I'm trying to piece it together. My phone is dying. I'm doing this at night. Look at that injector there. That thing is cracked like the Liberty Bell. So, we are going to finish changing them. I got one plug off, but you can see I broke that red clip. These red clips are just awful. And they always break. Every last one of them I'm doing is breaking. But when you get this off here, it's going to be a little tough. Try not to break the harness. But what you're going to do is you're going to push down, and then pull up. And see, it's not working. So push down, then pull up. There we go. While pushing that clip in there. See that clip? Push down, pull up. While pushing that clip in. Down, clip, up. Well, you get the idea. Alright, so I finally got all the clips out. Most of them broke. That's okay. I'll just super glue them back in if I need to. I don't care at this point. So now this is loose. We're going to gently wiggle this out. Alright guys, so I've got my fuel injectors right here along with my fuel rail. I'm going to install them in here in the shop because my phone was dying and this is the only way I could continue doing the video. So I'm getting this done one way or the other. I'm sorry this video may be in bits and pieces, but I'm going to teach you the best way I can on how to do this. Okay, so got our fuel injectors. Gonna line them up at each thing. I got my Rotella here, my diesel oil. You don't have to use diesel oil. either on this or in the vehicle at all. I just prefer it. I just like it for an old 4.0. Okay, but the best thing you can use for this is Vaseline. I just don't have any, so oil will work the next best way. Look at that, baby. It says Mopar on it. 4 holes, if you don't see that. That's what you call better than OEM, boy. Okay, stick my finger in the oil here. Get a little bit there. There we go. Then see what I'm doing here? I'm lubing up this O-ring. Kind of like you do with the oil filter. You got to do this or these will dry and crack and then they'll bust on you. You got to do that to the other ones too when you put them into the back into the head. Alright, so after some much needed editing, all these fuel injectors are in. I am only here to teach you how to do things. I tell you, hey, stick them in there, oil up the O-rings first. Your fight with these things is your good fight to fight, people. It was not a good fight. I can't fight it with you. Just had my own fight over here. Only because I forgot to take out the old O-rings in this. See, here's the old injector. And you see this O-ring right here will sometimes come off and get stuck in that rail. So then you're left with that. And then when you try to put these in there, they're not going to fit. So make sure all of the holes in the rail are clear of those old O-rings before you try to stick the new ones in there. You're going to have a lot of trouble and you're going to bust the new O-rings. Ask me how I know. Okay, we're back out here at the Jeep. I got all of the injectors in. Now we're going to oil up these, stick them into the head. Okay. And give it an even push and get it in there. Now we are going to, first of all, put the side studs back in. I do not have a deep well socket, so I have to do the miserable way and just, you know, hand tighten these in until I can wrench them down. Alright, we got all the bolts tightened down. Now we're going to put back in these retaining clips, which I only have 5 of. Please don't lose these. Alright, well, we got them back in, got everything tightened back up except for the throttle cable and kickdown cable. Got the battery back on, did the ECM relearn by holding those together for 30 seconds, the 2 terminals, that is. So, now I'm going to start it up and see how it does, I guess. Well, there we go. It ran really, really bad when I first started it. I don't know if that's just because we ran it out of fuel whenever we started this or just because it was learning, but it smoothed out real quick. Uh-oh. Fuel leak, fuel leak, fuel leak. Previously on Florida Man Jay's garage. Uh-oh. Fuel leak, fuel leak, fuel leak. That's not good. I can start a fire. It's gonna start a fire. Oh no, what did I do wrong there? Alright, well that was scary to say the least. Almost burned down my Jeep. Alright, so I guess the retaining clip is a very important piece. I thought it just kind of held it in. I thought it'd be securely held in there enough by the bolt over there, but It just so happens that the one injector that I don't have a retaining clip in is the one that was leaking, and it was leaking all over the manifold, smoking real bad. I was really terrified this was the end of my Jeep and I was about to start a fire. So, you know, as much as I do love to say, you know, work on your own stuff on this channel, this might be one of those things where you might just have to buck up and take to the shop or something, because this is some dangerous stuff, guys. Be very careful when you're doing this. I'm gonna just call it quits for the night. Well, good morning. It is about day 3.
Let's give it up for day 3!
Of the fuel injector job. It is 7 a.m. and all the fuel injectors are in, and they are in properly. Hey, I just wanted to stop for a minute and say a very special thank you to my buddy Ian at Fast Fix Mobile Mechanic for hooking me up and helping me finish up my fuel injectors. Now, what is Fast Fix Mobile Mechanic, you may ask? Well, in situations like this, to where if you're broke down or something happens to your vehicle, obviously you can't take it to the shop, it won't drive there. Towing fees are ridiculously expensive. So Fast Fix Mobile Mechanic brings the tools and experience to you. He literally has a rolling shop that he can do just about anything on your vehicle, on the spot, in your driveway, in the parking lot of your work, wherever you and your vehicle maybe need help, he is there for you. Give him a call today. Serving Robinson, Illinois and the greater Crawford County area. Fast Fix Mobile Mechanic. Call today. Ian came over the other day and gave me a little bit of good experience and some physical help getting these fuel injectors in, because like I said the other day, I got to a point where I was throwing in the towel to where this became a little bit past my mechanical knowledge. So I had to call in the big guns. I had no choice but to get some help if I wanted this done right, and if I didn't want to cause harm to myself or others by setting a fire in the Jeep. That's never good. So put your ego to the side for a little bit. Go get some help. Call a professional or a semi-professional, somebody that knows what they're doing more than yourself. Okay, with that being said, let's get in here and I will show you what the Jeep is still doing. Now, although all the injectors are in, everything's running great, it's smoking from somewhere. And I don't know if that's still fuel on the manifold from the other day that's burning off, but there's still something smoking and it kind of smells like oil. So we're gonna try to get that figured out so I can drive this today. Okay, hopefully y'all have a good angle there and you can see everything that's going on. I'm gonna start the Jeep and we'll look for that smoking. I just wish it would stop. So I might have revved her a little too hard. That's definitely oil burning, which I don't know how, because we didn't have oil burning before the injectors went in. I mean, I don't know, maybe just one of those things where, you know, you fix one major thing and something else happens. My valve cover gasket has been needing replaced for a while, so that could be it. So we might literally just have another problem that developed, but that's a super easy problem. That's a super easy and cheap problem. And all I have to do, it really is just take off these heater core hoses, just like I did in the MSD video. And then just take off like this little harness thing. The injectors don't have to come back out, thankfully. These engines are very easy to work on. So I think all that's got to come off is just various hoses. You know, take this off like it already is, obviously, and then just replace that valve cover gasket. And there'll be a surprise when I replace this gasket. I think we all know what I'm going to do to that valve cover. But for right now, I don't really know. I can't even see where it's smoking from because it's coming straight from the back of the engine. So we'll have to figure that out. But at least it runs good. Like you guys can hear, it runs so smooth. It doesn't miss when I try to, you know, rev it or give it gas or nothing. So I'm really happy with that so far. Also, little side note, this video may or may not even be uploaded on today, which is Sunday, which is my upload day, because I am just now getting around to getting all this finished. I'll show you guys a little bit of a fourth wall break into the other dimension of YouTubing real quick. See, fourth wall break. So Oh, check that out. Doesn't that look familiar? You guys just watched this earlier. I'm literally editing the video that you guys are watching right now. I'm not putting in footage that I obviously have just recorded, but this is what I have of it so far. So this is the life of a YouTube editor, and I use I use iMovie and my iPad to do all this, so it's just a lot easier to navigate through Apple's ecosystem. Alright guys, I got some relatively good news about the Jeep. I went on the internet to some forums because, you know, you can totally trust everyone there and what they say. No, in all seriousness, these guys I talked to seemed like they were really, really knowledgeable. So what's happening is it only smokes when it's running, if you notice, okay? It doesn't smoke. If it was oil or fuel on the manifold, it would keep burning even after I shut the engine off. So I was told it could possibly be a valve cover crankcase leak. So we're gonna start it back up. We're gonna wait for it to smoke, and then we're gonna take the oil cap off. And if it smokes out of there, if it starts coming out of there and stops out of there, we know we've got like a PCV type leak. I also don't have to prime it like a diesel anymore. It starts first key turn. Okay, so we're gonna wait for the leak, which I hope is the leak. Let's go ahead and take this off and see what we got. Nothing yet. They did say it needs to be warm. It needs to be operating temp, or at least needs to start smoking. It needs to do what it was doing for us before. So, check back with you guys when it starts. I think it started. Take this cap off. Now, another important thing to note, I don't know if you guys noticed earlier, it only smoked like that when I gave it gas. So, I may just have to let this burn off, guys. I think it's just oil. Because now it's not smoking as bad. Let me let it run and let it burn off and see what happens. You know, it turns out I may not be the brightest cookie in the tool drawer, because all that smoking that I thought was a huge problem, it's gone now, I'm pretty sure. And it turned out just to be oil burning on the manifold. So we're fine. Let's take this thing for a drive and actually test our new injectors for once. All right, we're gonna let her get up to operating temp and then we're gonna drive it. All right, so finally going on a ride with these new fuel injectors. Hoping all that oil is burned off of the manifold by now. And just hope for the best, guys. We're riding out now. Just, you know, hoping and praying everything will be all right. Oh, listen to her. She's running so good. Oh man, that brings me a lot of joy and satisfaction, because we got brand new injectors, brand new spark plugs, and a brand new MSD ignition coil. It's gonna take a little while to really learn these injectors, so I mean it might idle a little high for now, but that's all right. It'll even out and it'll learn. We already did the ECM relearn by connecting the two positive and negative battery terminals together. That is how you do the ECM relearn on these. For 30 seconds they have to be held together. Basically right now I'm going to pick up some scrap metal. Alright, I just got done loading up the scrap metal I came for. Let's take a ride again. Gotta go slow because I got stuff on my roof. I got my back hatch open and just strapped in. But we're just going across town, so it'll be alright. Alright everybody, that's going to be the end of it for this video. I'm so glad I finally got everything wrapped up and taken care of safely. That's the number one thing I want to stress to you in this video. Just try your best to be safe. Don't do what I did. Number one, the biggest thing I messed up on. When you're doing something like this, anytime you mess with fuel lines, prime it first. Like, just turn the key on to prime the fuel pump and have somebody or yourself go up there and look for fuel leaks before you start the vehicle. That would help a lot, you know. I'm over here doing stuff in my videos like torquing down every other bolt, making sure everything's good like that, but I forgot something as simple as don't start the vehicle until you're sure you don't have any fuel leaking, which wasn't even the only problem. Then we had some oil burning and I thought it was fuel. It kind of leads you to that what is going on with it kind of thing. But everything's figured out. I know what was wrong with it, and now it's running just fine. Those 4-hole injectors are amazing. Thank you again to my wife for getting me those. Thank you to New England Injectors for the injectors. Here is a QR code here. I don't know if you can pause that and scan. It'll go to their eBay store or their website. They have all kinds of different stuff here to choose from. They remanufacture injectors. You know, at some point I may ship them my old injectors for them to remanufacture, even though they're only 1 hole. If I ever need a backup set, I can just have a set of remanufactured OEM sitting right there. So we'll see if we can do that. But thank you guys for watching. See you next time on Florida Man Jay's Garage.